tell us a little bit about the different types, because there are different types of microblading, or beyond that, there are different things that you can achieve and do. So could you step us through just a few of the names and processes of what
Yeah,
people can
absolutely.
receive?
Yeah, so it all comes down to personal preference, and sometimes your skin type will play a part in the selection process as well. But generally, we can adapt every style to suit whatever it is the client's needs are. So microblading is using a handheld tool where pigment is scratched into the very top layer of the skin, into sort of the shape of fine, thin hair strokes.
Yeah.
Um, with that, you can also do shading. So you change the head slightly, again, still a handheld tool, and you sort of flick pigment almost sort of, so you create a shading. So it's not individual hair strokes. So you can create, quite different sort of looks with the handheld tool.
Right.
Um, it's not always suitable for everybody. Somebody who's got quite fragile skin or somebody who's got quite oily skin will not be necessarily suitable to this because of the way that the pigment performs in the skin. So we then have the option of machine brows. Now, under machine brows, there's lots of different styles as well, but this is kind of more like a tattoo gun, and it uses a single needle that delivers pigment into the skin in almost a pixel form, and then you use sort of fast movements to build up the color pigment. So you can have something called ombre brows, which is where it starts very, very sort of, much darker at the tail. And then as you start to come to the front, it sort of fades out. That's quite popular at the moment.
Yeah.
Then you can have powder brows, which is more sort of when they're all filled in as if you had makeup on. Then you can get combination brows where you have hair strokes at the beginning and then the sort of fuller tails with the machine. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can do, and it all just comes down to personal preference, really. And I think that's really important as well when you're looking at sort of styles, is I think often there can be sort of almost a uniform type of brow that somebody can get into the habit of doing, and it's like one style suits all and every person will come out with the same style of brow. What's something that's really important to me is actually working with the individual. And so a lot of the time on my before and afters, you'll see that each person looks entirely different with their brows because they've been mapped specifically for them. So some of my clients have started out with no brows at all, and so they have, very fine, thin hair strokes, not too heavy, all mapped out with their face shape. And then others prefer them slightly heavier, so they have, the shading and things like that. So yeah, it's really important, I think, to treat in each individual, talk them through the different styles. But essentially, it depends whether they like a fluffy brow, so that it's seeing the individual hair strokes, or whether they like something that's a bit more, makeup like, where it's sort of
Yes.
filled.
Yeah. I
Get
get
with me.
that. I understand that. Yeah, just fascinating to listen to. And that's a great eye opener for the clients coming in. And I think that, particularly the clients that we have at the moment, plus any clients who are wanting to do this in the and come once they know that we're doing these treatments, is that recognition of your intention is solely on their need and the best look for them. So it's a combination of your wisdom and knowledge versus what they can handle, accept, and where they want to head with this. So you put that really beautifully. Thank you. That's really